As I was in prayer, God said something to me that was, it was interesting, to say the least. He said, "You're not going to always know which way to go in this season." And he said, "But you have to trust the Spirit of God in you to direct you and to get you to where you're supposed to be." And he said that it won't be through your natural eyes that you will see it. It will not always be through your natural ears that you will hear it. It will not always be through your feet intentionally treading upon grounds that you're supposed to go, or your hands being placed on that which you're supposed to touch. He said, but this has to be seen and done invisibly through the Spirit. And what he meant by that is we walk by faith and not by sight. And he said that this is the time when you have to allow that third eye, that spiritual eye, to be open enough and to be so in tuned and envisioned with God's vision and his plan that you are led and guided along the right paths. Because there are many directions to take right now. There are many paths to take. There are many voices. There are many directors giving directions and saying what you should do and what you should not do. And it's confusing. But God said, you got to get close enough to me to hear my voice. And he said, you got to get close enough to me in keeping your eyes on me that you can look at me, look towards heaven, and you can read the expressions in the spirit that God has on his face. As a mother, I never really had to do too much with my daughter because she was just about always in compliance. But when I wanted her to do certain things, I would just give her a certain look, and she would know exactly what I wanted, and she would say, "Okay, mommy." And we just had that kind of connection because she knew there were certain gestures and certain facial expressions that I gave her which spoke louder than words. And that's what God is saying. He's saying that if I am indeed your father, as you say I am, and which I know to be, he said, then you ought to be able to look and see the expressions on my face, and you should be able to become tuned to the very essence of what I'm doing, even when I don't tell you verbally. This is deep, but it requires us to go spiritually deep. And that doesn't mean that you got to come across artificially, you're so spiritual, you're so whatever. No, 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 no. That is not what God is saying. God is saying that you have to use that spirit man that's in you, that spirit woman that's in you. And a lot of times I will just close my eyes and just meditate. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anybody. I close my natural ears. I'm not hearing anything. I'm not hearing from anybody. Simply because I need to hear from God. I need to see what God is showing me. And many times when I've closed my eyes, that's when God will show me a vision of something. And especially when I close my mouth and shut up and get quiet and get still. And that's one of the things, there's a lot of chatter going on. But find yourself some space where you can just get quiet, get still, and seek the face of God. Get to know his expressions. Get to know when he's nudging you to the left or to the right, or when he's nudging you to go forward, or he's at your back, pulling you back and saying, don't go, don't go, don't go, you know. And I always think of, you know, Balaam and the donkey. And the donkey had enough sense to say, I'm not, I am not going. I'm not going where you want me to go. You can beat me, you can do whatever you want to, but I'm not going to do it. And so we have to see what is in the spirit that manifests itself in the natural. What is in the spirit that manifests itself in the natural? So think about that and go before God and find yourself some quiet time when maybe everybody's sleeping, or when you're driving in your car, or just go take a walk. And sometimes, you know, you can even lock yourself in the bathroom and, you know, talk to God, because we need directions. We need directions in this hour. God bless you so much, and I love you, and God loves you even more, and we're going to make this journey. I know we are.